Hello there. So this is Santi at Soul Growth Wellness, and hello, how are you all doing today? So today what I want to talk about, because this is part of my self-acceptance journey, something that I'm sharing with people so that they can also grow in their own self-acceptance. And today what I want to talk about was another epiphany that I had that really seemed to help the emotions that I was dealing with in terms of depression and anxiety. One of the things that I've been doing in the videos so far is to talk about my journey in self-acceptance and what I recognized towards the end of last year in 2020 and what I'm doing about it in 2021. And one of the things that I've been focusing on is kind of dealing with positive self talk, positive affirmations, and I'll get a little bit into that and how that's been working for me so far. But what I also wanted to do in these videos was to do a backup really quickly and let people know how it is that I even got to the point of being able to focus on self acceptance, because the first things that I had to deal with was the depression, the anxiety, just the overwhelming sadness, the lack of energy, the heart palpitations from the anxiety, the not being able to move, feeling stuck, and all of that stuff. So basically, what I did in the previous video was kind of talk about the epiphany that I had for, dealing with not getting rid of, but dealing with my depression. So I want you to go ahead and check that video out when you get an opportunity to. But this video is going to be talking about what I had in terms of an epiphany for anxiety. And the basic premise or the epiphany that I had for dealing with my anxiety was something that my therapist had actually talked to me about, something called ACT or acceptance commitment therapy. He basically said, it's a good idea to try to embrace the way that you feel. And, at first, I like the idea of it, but I also didn't understand what do you do? How do you embrace feeling that awful, that terrible, that nervous, that shaky? And so basically, the epiphany that I had was I can actually handle the way that that feels. I'm not sure if that makes a whole lot of sense. For some people who are dealing with anxiety, it's going to make a lot of sense. And then for other people who are dealing with anxiety, it's going to sound like, well, yeah, if I could handle the emotions, then it would be fine. But there's a difference between thinking in your head, I can, I'm going to, push through. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to just shake this thing out versus embracing, calmly embracing the fact that, yeah, my mind is racing a mile a minute. Yeah, my heart is palpitating. Yeah, my hands are sweaty. Okay. Okay. Like a really deep sense of this is where I am. Just an acceptance. I can't go away from it. My body is tuned to being threatened, to having a sense of fear. And that's going to have to be okay for right now because I have to get through this presentation. I have to make this phone call. I have to get to the grocery store so that I can buy some food for myself because I'm not just eating ramen noodles. Like, there are a lot of different things that happen when we're dealing with our anxiety. Sometimes it's the big stuff, like I just mentioned with presentations. Sometimes it's the basic stuff, like just getting up out of the bed and not feeling like you want to lay back down because your heart is beating that fast. It's just something that I'm very familiar with, and I really understand it. So the epiphany, basically in a nutshell, is believing and embracing that I can handle my anxiety. And by handle, I don't mean get rid of it. I don't mean cure it. I don't mean act like it doesn't exist. I mean super awareness, a mindfulness, if you will, of acknowledging that is there. It's here. I can't run from it. I can't hide from it. There's not anything else that can be done with it other than to sit with it. And in terms of mindfulness, a lot of people who are familiar with mindfulness kind of understand that concept. People use it actually a lot nowadays in terms of pain management. Like if you have chronic pain or intractable pain or arthritis or, fibromyalgia or anything like that, the same principle applies. And it sounds really odd. You actually acknowledge it. You get deep into it. You're like, yeah, my whole body hurts. My neck, my back, my knees, my hands, my wrists, everything hurts. And you sit in it. You sit in it and you sit with it. And when that deep acknowledgement, with that deep sense of acknowledgement, the feeling actually decreases. And if it doesn't significantly, like go from like, let's say 10 to a 5, what does significantly decrease in the case of that chronic pain or in the case of that chronic anxiety is that you breathe through it and you feel and know there's a path through this. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Obviously, there's more to it, and I'll be more explaining more about that in other videos about how you get to that calm acceptance. But that's one of the epiphanies that happened for me is just recognizing that I could handle this, that it's okay. That my heart beating doesn't mean that I can't take a walk down the street to go pick up a carton of milk. That my heart beating fast and my hands getting sweaty and my mind racing didn't mean that I couldn't go and make the phone call I needed to take care of a doctor's appointment. Just simple things like that, along with all the other bigger things that happen. Because to wrap this video up, what I just want to mention is that today, obviously I still have some anxiety. Obviously I have not enough to not be able to do these videos. But the difference is that I, again, am able to move forward. I can move past it. And I've gotten to the point now where I can run workshops. I can do videos. I can reach out to people on the phone. I can talk to strangers. And this was just not the case for me several years ago. I've dealt with anxiety since I was in high school, and I'm 35 now. So obviously, I've been dealing with anxiety for a while, and most people who have anxiety know exactly what I'm talking about. So I hope this video was helpful, and I'd like you to go ahead and click subscribe so that you can go ahead and get alerts for more videos from Soul Growth Wellness. I'm really, really excited to talk to you all more about anxiety, depression, self-acceptance, more videos. So please go ahead and subscribe and check it out, and much love and positive vibes your way. Have a great day. Bye.